Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Coffee Break. In this series of Instagram Lives, I am joined by fellow Instagrammers, and we're genuinely having a coffee break from our very busy lives, and we all deserve a break. So I think it's really useful for us just to catch up, refresh, and I invite different people on and get to know them a bit better. So I'm really excited that today I am going to be joined by Camilla from My Parenting Solutions. She is an expert in her field. She offers really parent-friendly advice and support, and I think she's generally wonderful. So I'm really excited that she's going to be joining me today. I can see that she's already here, so I'm just going to let her in.
Hi, Charlotte. Oh, it worked. That's good.
Oh, it's a relief, isn't it?
Oh, it's a relief. Huge relief. So nice to see you. Let me just turn up the volume a bit. I think you're a little bit, there we go, a little bit quiet. Yes.
How are you today?
I'm good. Yeah, actually, I've had one of those mornings where I feel like I've ticked quite a few things off my list, which is a real relief because so often don't you find that you reach the end of the day and you've kind of done 2 out of 5 or 7 or whatever.
Yeah.
So so that's good.
Oh, well done you. I mean, I'm often the other way around. I never get
Oh yeah. I mean, believe me, it's not all done. I'm just saying I've got slightly more ahead than I thought I would by now. So that's good. We've got to celebrate these things, don't we?
Absolutely. Now, before we keep chatting,
yes.
I know there might be people watching who don't know who you are. So would you mind just introducing yourself?
Yeah, lovely. I can see you've got lots of people on already, which is brilliant. So I'm Camilla Mcgill and I run My Parenting Solutions. I work with parents on all sorts of different things. Usually it's around what I call challenging behavior. So, just parents so often find they're nagging and shouting, the children are being difficult, saying no, refusing to do things, tantrums, that kind of thing. So my whole philosophy is that parenting is a really tough job. I'm a mum of 4. I started this work 20 years ago when my eldest was 2. He's now 24. And I just found it so incredibly helpful to learn how to be a parent. And it dovetailed my background in training and development. So I just decided that was it. I wanted to pivot and help, become a coach to other parents. And I've worked in all sorts of different ways with parents, parents from all kinds of different backgrounds. And, the common thread is it's just always about getting them to do what you've asked, feeling like you really understand your child, feeling connected, which is, really important. The first book I read was called How to Talk So Kids Will Listen, and Listen So Kids Will Talk. And that very much drives, what I teach. We've got to really listen to their emotion. And I know that ties so much in with you, Charlotte, really, well, first of all, encourage them to talk to us, but also just really observe and watch them and be kind of empathetic to them because they are often struggling. But what we see is the defiance, and actually it could be all kinds of other things. So I have video courses, I do one-to-one coaching, I do group stuff, and it's just all about having a positive and kind of compassionate approach to parenting with some clear and firm boundaries.
And I follow you and I find your stuff really useful. And I think another thing that we have in common is, I guess there's a common goal that we both have in that we want parents and their children to enjoy each other.
Yeah.
And sometimes that becomes really difficult, particularly if kids are challenging you or they're frustrated or you're frustrated.
Yeah.
Interaction can sometimes become negative, and that's really understandable.
Yes.
And I when I read some of the stuff that you put out on social media, and I also am signed up to your newsletter as well, it just kind of makes me feel positive and empowered to enjoy the kids a bit more.
Yeah, exactly. And you know, who had children to nag them, criticize them, tell them off? You know, we all had children because we want, you know, it's just such an incredible thing, but you slip into some patterns that you don't mean to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So have you got your cuppa with you today, Camilla?
I have, and I've got my favorite mug, which is it came many years ago, and sadly you can't. I bought it many years ago. You can't get them anymore, which I'm so sad about. So I've got two left, and they're just such a perfect little size. It's a company called Beverly Hewitt. Oops. And anyway, she doesn't. She doesn't. Make this design anymore, which is sad, but it's like, for me, I have do you want to ask what's in it?
In it?
So I have, it's nearly finished actually. So I have freshly made coffee, and I use oat milk, which is a kind of a more recent thing, but it's slightly sort of sweeter, and I've got myself really hooked on it, but only in coffee. I have black or lemon tea, or just hot water and lemon, but I just have one, usually one, occasionally two a day. And it's like a little ritual, you know. It's because I use this thing called an AeroPress that's my son gave me. It's like a special way of just making one, like a more like an espresso, and then I put the milk, the froth it in the little frother thing. So it's like a whole thing, and it's like, you know, and I think all mums know this. We so often we're doing for other people, and then we stop with ourselves. And for me, this is just a little way of nurturing myself with my special cup. Woe betide anyone that takes the cup. So yeah, it's just like a special ritual, as I say, the frothy oat milk, and it's just really nice. So that's me and my coffee.
It sounds very particular and very
Oh,
special. Oh.
Yeah. And you know that film When Harry Met Sally, and she's always like, I want this and this. My husband accuses me of being a little like her. It's kind of fussy about certain things, not everything, but it's the coffee I'm really fussy with.
Do you know what? I think when you get to a certain stage of life and you know what you like,
yeah,
stick to it. You know what's going to make it, right?
Exactly.
We found out a bit about you and the work that you do, but I'm also interested to find out who you kind of take inspiration from. So
yeah.
You're on Instagram. I know that you're on Facebook as well, but
Yeah.
can you tell us a bit about some of the accounts that you like to follow?
Yeah, I mean, I love all the other parenting. I love it, anything to do with being a parent. So, I mean, I genuinely really love your account. And I'm, you know, I'm not just saying that because we're on together. I really do. I just think it's just, I just love the way you post. I love what you talk about. So I really like that. I think Dr. Becky Good Inside, I don't know if you know her. She's great. I mean, God, I love it. She's so funny. I don't think she's got a thing for her phone, so she's always doing that. But I love what she says. I've got some other people that are not huge on Instagram, but they I've worked with them or followed them for many years. So oh my goodness, I've just completely forgotten her name. Bonnie Harris. Bonnie Harris wrote a book called When Kids Push Your Buttons and What to Do About It. And I've trained with her over the years, and she's got a really nice account. I really like Lisa Forsyth, who's Simple Toddler Activities.
Yeah.
And yeah, so and I really like Dr. Rebecca Hirschberg. She wrote a book called The Tantrum Survival Guide, and her account is called Little House Calls. I think it was like a thing that they set up many years ago, where I think they did visit. She's a child psychotherapist.
Mm-hmm.
I actually don't think she does that, but I think that's why it was called Little. I forgot to ask her, but I really like what she posts, and I think what I'm at real parenting, and not, you know, this idealistic, sugar-coated sort of, you know, lovely pictures and beaches and happy children, which are nice, but it's, it's such a roller coaster. And there are times in the day when you think this is just bliss. And there are times in the day when it's hell, and it can go that way from one, I mean, I'm beyond this now, but I know what it's like. And from one moment to the next, it can go from heaven to hell. And so, I'm about kind of, sharing some inspiration, but also sharing the reality. And that's why I like other accounts that are like that.
Yeah, no, I agree. And again, it's another thing that we have in common. And I think
Yes.
that's a kind of a really important thing for me as well. I had kind of an epiphany, I remember, when I had my kids when they were younger, that people used to say, like, has it been a good day? Has it been a bad day? And as soon as I realized that you can't class the whole day as one.
No.
Because there's so many little moments. You just got to enjoy the good moments, ride out the ones.
Yes.
And at the end of the day, try and reflect on what those good moments were, because there always were some good moments.
Yes.
But as soon as, you let something get on top of you and class it and cast it off as a bad day, then, you can spin yourself into a bit of a negative cycle.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. That's so true.
Mm-hmm.
And same with the children, actually. I kind of advise parents to go over the good things that happen in their child's day, because they'll kind of what's it called? Broad brush or something. They'll kind of say, oh, it was all terrible. So helping them to pinpoint things that went well.
You've just given me some inspiration for some visual supports I could create to go through bedtime.
Brilliant. I can't wait to hear about them.
So who do you think should be following your Instagram page particularly?
I'd say you don't have to have major problems as a parent to follow me. So I'm very sort of, as time has gone on, I used to want to please everybody, but as time has gone on, I've got really clear about the kind of person that's going to like what I say. So it's a parent who does want to parent with compassion. They really want to connect with their children. They want to be close to their children. They want to support and learn about their children's emotions. But also they want to raise children who are kind of appreciative of what they've got, polite. Don't have, kind of, we want to avoid overindulging them. We want to avoid that sense, giving them a sense of entitlement. So, but we have to teach them, because kids are naturally quite selfish. So, we have to, and they're egocentric. They're designed to be like that. But, we have to teach them to help others and appreciate what they've got. And if we give them too much, they just get used to that. So I'm sort of, so that's the kind of parent. It's that, it's that mindset. I really want to learn. I really want to have this close, and also invest. Like I say to parents, we're not just talking about raising a toddler. We're talking about your responsibility for them to turn out as a good adult. And I've seen that. I don't want to boast, but I have really seen that with my kids. They've sort of, they are really polite. When they babysit, the parents are always going to go, how did you turn out so well? Like, and I want my kids to be like you. And so I feel like, it's worth it. It's really worth it what you put in now. And also for their confidence. They're way more confident than I was. And I think I've helped them, because I had to work on myself and help them be confident. My daughter just went on her own. She's just 19, and she flew to Thailand yesterday. And she, we took her to the airport, and she was just like, yep, I've got everything sorted. I've got my visa. I didn't do anything, I got this and that, and I got the place booked at the other end. She's meeting a friend there, but, it was a big deal. I would have been I don't even think I would have done it at 19 on my own. And there she's gone off. So I feel like that's the investment, help them be independent. Don't mollycoddle them. Don't wrap them in cotton wool. Let them take risks. And let them fail as well, let them make mistakes.
It's really interesting for me because I talk a lot about the importance of early intervention and how it really sets the foundation what's going to happen later on. And it's something I really believe in, and I've seen it a lot through work, and I know about it through research, what I've learned, what I've studied.
Yes.
But my kids are still young, so mine are 3 and 5.
Yes.
And honestly, I'm quite terrified about the teenage years because I don't know what's to come. So it's nice and reassuring and inspiring that actually some of the work that we're doing now with the kids might support them later on.
Totally. Totally. You have to adapt a bit when they're teens. But honestly, we had so few big bust-ups or argument. I mean, really few. And it's, yeah. So what you're doing now is definitely laying the foundation for a healthy teenage relationship, relationship with your kids when they're teenagers and beyond.
Thank you. Trust.
Yeah. You can always come to me and ask for some help.
I definitely will. So I'm having a quick check. I don't think anybody has asked any questions. If you do have any questions, please feel free to pop them in the chat box. Otherwise, I will just go on. I think I've got just one question left for you, actually, which is that if you could take a coffee break anywhere in the world, where would it be?
Oh, it would be Cape Town. I was talking to somebody the other day who's from Durban, actually, but she's been lived here more than she's lived in South Africa. But she had this tiny accent that I recognized, and I asked her, and she said, yeah. And I said, it's so weird. When I've been really fortunate to have been a number of times to the Cape area. And when I arrive, I just sort of feel like this sort of kind of coming home. It's just such a fantastic place. I mean, there's obviously, terrible political situation and terrible, disparity between the wealthy and the not wealthy. And I arrive with pounds that, go very far because of their exchange rate. But still, Cape Town and the Cape area to me is just like, that's where I'd go. Like that.
You said it's like going home. Is it somewhere that you've got ties to? Or it's just
no, I don't. Just this weird feeling. No, I don't have ties. I mean, there's other places in the world that I've loved, really loved, but there's something about Cape Town that's just very, very special.
Well, I've never been, actually, so
if you can go, I really recommend it.
It's definitely been on the list before. Really long travel list. So
yeah. The good thing is it's a night flight with only a 2-hour time difference. It's actually quite good with kids because they sleep on the plane and then you get up and it's the same time virtually. So
okay, that does sound handy. We have Vieta from India saying hello. Hi.
Hello.
Thank you for joining us all the way from India. That's really nice to see.
How amazing.
And I'm hoping, Camilla, that maybe one time in real life I might be able to invite myself over for one of your special
please. I make a mean banana cake too, and that does actually go very well with the coffee. Right. I'd love to do that, Charlotte. That would be so fun.
Thank you so much for coming on today. It's been really nice to see you again.
Brilliant. Yeah.
Would it be possible for you to, when I pop this onto my grid, would you be able to tag the accounts that you mentioned so that other people can out, please?
Yeah, totally. I'll definitely do that. Yeah. Brilliant. Okay, Charlotte. Well, thank you so much for inviting me on. I know you were kind enough to come into my Facebook group, and that was great. No doubt we'll do some other collaborations soon, I hope.
I look forward to it.
Brilliant. Okay, have a great day.
You too. Enjoy your day.
Bye.